guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pouja if you're new here. Today I'm going to be showing you the ultimate photographable makeup look. I'm going to be sharing all of my tips for doing makeup when you're taking a photograph of yourself. Flash photography in specific. This one is actually for my grad photos. I'm graduating from my Master's of Education, so I figured let me film this video and show you guys what I do. Just show you guys what I do whenever I'm going to be taking pictures in front of a camera. Anyways, enough talking, let's get into the makeup tutorial. Let's get right into doing this makeup. I'm really excited. I know that I'm gonna go for a matte look. When you're taking professional photos, anything with flash photography, you want to make sure that your face looks matte. If you struggle with oily skin, make sure you're doing a skin prep routine that really focuses on keeping your skin matte. But otherwise, let's get into the makeup. For primer, I'm using this one by MAC. It's the Studio Fix Mattifying Primer, and I just wanna put it right on this T-zone area. That's where I tend to get the most oily. Really blending it in, focusing on that area. I already did a serum and a lotion to prep my skin, so that's why we're hopping right into the primer. For the rest of my face, I'm using the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. I love this one, and I am going to be using the matching foundation today. It keeps your skin looking like a filter, super airbrushed as well, which again, you really want for photography. Next up, I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of color corrector. This one is by Huda Beauty. Just around my mouth area, it tends to get a little dark. And I'm really keeping this focused towards the mouth. Then I'll use my fingers to kind of blend out the edges. So for this look, I'm not doing my eyes first. I am going to go ahead with my foundation. Again, I'm using the Easy Blur Foundation by Huda Beauty. Just a little bit like this. I love this foundation because it feels more like a skin tint, but it gives you a little bit more coverage than a skin tint, which is why it works so nicely for photographs. It really does look like your skin, but better. I think people tend to think that you have to put on like a super full coverage foundation whenever you're taking pictures because you want to cover up as much as you can and look super airbrushed and perfect for the photo. But sometimes a simple skin tint just looks really natural when you're being photographed. See, this looks like my natural skin, but you know that there's like a little something on my face. So for my grad pictures, I'm actually wearing this beautiful pink dress from Dynamite. Funny story that I want to share. I'm actually not taking my grad pictures with my school because I'm doing my master's. I'm graduating from my Master's of Education, and I feel like it's funny that my school doesn't do graduate portraits at school or like specifically for the master's students. I do have a convocation that's in October, but apart from that, it's like if you want to take grad pictures on your own, you can do that. So that's kind of what I'm doing because I want to remember this moment. I've worked so hard on my master's and I fast-tracked it so that I could start Teachers College in September, which is actually another master's. That'll be the Master of Teaching. So I just wanted to make sure that I had a picture to commemorate doing this degree. I'm just smoothing out my foundation with a beauty blender right now. Just to be on theme, I'm using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer today. Just putting this right under my eyes and on my eyelid to prep for eyeshadow. However, I'm gonna let that sit for just 2 minutes while I do my brows. Still use the Anastasia Dip Brow for my brows. I find that it just looks really natural. Sometimes when I use other products to fill in my brows, especially because I draw on an entire arc, which you guys are gonna see, it just looks really drawn on. I'm doing a pretty natural shape for my brow, kind of just my everyday brow, but a little less defined. It's time to blend out this concealer. I'm actually gonna be using a beauty blender, partially because I'm running out of time and partially because it's gonna pick up some excess product, so I'm not stuck with really gooey and cakey under eyes. I feel like there's a time and place when I like a really, really bright under eye, but grad pics are definitely not it. You really want to blend that into your foundation so there's no harsh line. The next step that's coming after this is going to be kind of setting our under eyes and a mini kind of baking situation that we're going to do. Actually, I'm using another Huda Beauty product for that. She makes really good base products, so it's hard for me to not use them. I'm using my Huda Beauty powder in the shade Blondie. I'm going to grab that on a powder puff. This is something I don't do every day, but I'm picking up some powder like this, and I'm actually going to go in with the back of my hand and press it into it. It's gonna relieve any of that excess powder, but also allow us to get a nice, clean, and flat application. And then I'm just gonna put it into sections on my face. So for example, I'm gonna pick up some more, and I'm gonna push in sections. And then I'm going in again and doing the same thing and kind of blending it out. So you see, we're getting that bright under eye effect. Most of our base is actually done now, but I am gonna go ahead and use a powder just to set the rest of my face. I went in with a brightening powder for my under eyes, but I'm using a skin tone colored powder for the rest of my face, and this is gonna just keep us looking really matte. I know I'm looking really one-dimensional right now, but we're gonna add a little bit of contour now. I'm using my Rare Beauty liquid contour for this, and I'm just gonna use one dot right there. I'm gonna create some shadows when we blend it out. To blend it out, I'm using a fluffy brush so that the product gets super distributed. Just disappears, giving you a very natural kind of look on the face. Biggest thing to avoid, bronzers, blushes that have a little bit of glitter in them. Those are the things that are gonna make you look really oily and reflective when you're taking your pictures. For blush, I'm going in with Rare Beauty in the shade Happy, a dot on either side. We're just blending her out. I like to go for pinks and natural shades when you're doing grad pictures or just any sort of photography where you want to look more natural than more defined. Peaches are another good option. I actually was going to pick out Rare Beauty in the shade Joy as well. That's a nice peachy shade. I'm really bringing that to the apples of my cheeks, so when I smile for the picture and I'm turned to one side, you can really see the blush. It itself has a little bit of dew to it, so I don't want that necessarily, which is why I'm actually going to go in with the Rare Beauty powder blushes. This one's in the shade Thriving. Very light hand. I am just going to grab a little bit to mattify this. It's now time for the eyes. You can do your eyeliner with an eyeshadow or a liquid pen like this. Whatever you like to do, just do your eyeliner the way that you do, because what we're going to do is grab some black eyeshadow in a second and we're gonna smoke it out a little bit. I actually have an in-depth tutorial on how to do this exact eye look I'm gonna show you guys, so you can check that out. I will link it in the iCard. All right, for the eyeshadow, I'm gonna grab a tiny little brush like this. Yeah, just some black eyeshadow. You're gonna go ahead and add this right on top of your eyeliner. It can be as messy as you'd like because it always ends up looking good, especially because we're putting on lashes after. I just decided to do this last minute, but I'm gonna add a little bit of a brown eyeshadow just in the crease. Just a little bit, give it a little bit of color and dimension. Next, I'm using my Say Beauty mascara. I love this one. Just makes your lashes so long. Alrighty, mascara is all done. I'm gonna go ahead and put some lashes on. These are the velour lashes in the style Soulmate. While I'm just putting on some glue for these, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips as well. To line my lips, I'm going in with MAC Chestnut. I'm gonna do a nude lip and I'm not gonna do a gloss on top. To fill it in, I'm using Rare Beauty in the shade Wise. My lashes should be ready by now. Obviously, the last and final step is some setting spray. I'm using the One Size On Till Dawn setting spray so that it really stays in place. All right, you guys, this is the final look. I really love how it turned out. It's exactly what I wanted, very natural, neutral, and matte. Accentuating the eyes and the lips, which are the two parts that I always love to show off. Can't wait to take these pictures, so let's go to the studio.
Got the same old thoughts, be my referee. I will be alright. Never could it bite, but somehow you make me change. Like I'm better